Hi, my name is Ernest and welcome to this presentation of Superior Properties Group, Real Estate Wealth Strategies, Deals, and Projects. Let's go ahead and get started. Now, if you can, put your phone to vibrate on the side because the following presentation is literally going to change your life forever. And afterwards, we'll have a survey if you're interested in making money in real estate. We'll have a survey ready for you. Quick disclosure, we're not attorneys or CPAs. This presentation is for educational purposes only. We encourage you to do your own research on subject matter. A little bit about me. My name is Ernest Martinez. I am a real estate wealth advisor. I am a licensed real estate broker and I own and operate a real estate investment company. Our company philosophy is very simple. Our vision is helping families make their American dream come true and helping families with an alternative retirement plan through real estate. Our mission is to create and protect wealth for families by empowering families through financial education using and teaching our wealth building plan, which I'll be going over in the next few slides. Now, retirement. Do you know where you're going to be? Did you know that the Social Security Department does a survey every few years, and what they've noticed is it always comes out about the same percentages, and that is 1% are wealthy, 4% are financially comfortable, 7% are deceased, 25% are still working, and 63% are still dependent on their family, dependent on the government, dependent on somebody else just to barely make it. And so our job as real estate wealth planners and financial planners are to help alleviate that and really get people to become independent. And so just to give you guys a good example, if you have a starting balance of $1,000 and you either put it in a savings account or investment account and you contribute $250 a month for 30 years, that's an annual growth rate at 5%. You'll have a total life savings of $212,000 at the end of the 30 years. And you might think it's a little bit, you might think it's a lot, but did you know that most people don't even do this? And so let's go through and so you can kind of figure how everything will be in about 30 years. If we adjusted the cost of living with inflation, to give you a great example, the current expenses per month is $5,000 at a rate of inflation of 3%, which if you look at the last 100 years, that's about the average 3% inflation. The years to retirement is 30 years. So the adjusted cost of living per month would go up $12,000 30 years from now, which makes sense because if you go back 30 years, things were just cheaper than now. So the adjusted cost of living per year is $145,000. And as you can see, the purchasing power over the last 100 years with the dollar has gone down dramatically. Why? Because the government, every time they print money, it makes your dollar less valuable. And it normally happens the biggest amount in wars. And so every time there's a war, they print more and more money in order to have the money they need for what they need to do in the wars, right? And so you can see it easily in the cost of goods over time. For example, a single postal stamp in 1980 that was 15 cents. In 2015, 49 cents, so that's an increase of 204%. Dozen eggs, 316% increase. Bacon, 409% increase. A house has increased 346%. And yet the average income has only gone up 204%. So literally things are getting more expensive than people making more money over time. That's why they say the rich keep getting richer and the poor keep getting poorer. And so how long can your retirement money last with this example? So if you remember the total lifetime savings of you contributing over the 30 years, that's $212,000. When the adjusted annual expenses per year is $145,000, that means your money will only last you 1.46 years, which, it won't even last 2 years. And so I think we have to do something different, right? If you look at the housing market over the last 100 years, it's gone up dramatically. Why? Because it's just like anything else in business, supply and demand, and they're not making any more land. There's only a finite amount of land that there is, and so when homes are built and the population increases, that's why there's more of a demand for homes and shelter. And so why does real estate make sense as an investment? If you look over here at the green, in real estate, you can have high yield, you can have equity buildup, you have leverage. Leverage meaning you can actually borrow money, other people's money, and leverage other people's time with real estate. You actually have a hard asset and you have tax advantages. So it's the best if you compare it side by side with stocks, bonds, and cash or savings in the bank. And the top 5 reasons why most investors get into real estate is the key economic benefits of real estate being tax benefits. So all the tax deductions and tax shelter benefits you have is one of the biggest reasons. Cash flow, anything that you make after all expenses, your cash flow. Appreciation, every year when the market goes up, you have an equity buildup called appreciation. Leverage, so you can borrow money from banks and institutions to actually get a loan for it because you have collateral being the real estate. And you have control of it, so you can increase rents, you can lower your expenses, you can really control the asset and what it gives you. And so if we do a comparison side by side, stocks versus real estate, let's say, for example, that you invested cash, $10,000 in the 2017 investment, and you did $10,000 in stocks and $10,000 in real estate. So the investment value this year would be $10,000 in stocks because you buy $10,000 worth of stocks. But in real estate, because you have the power of leverage, you can actually go 10% down and get a $100,000 asset. And so if the market goes up 5% in either case, your return on investment in stocks would be $500, which is great. But in real estate, you would make $5,000. Why? Because it's 5% on your investment value, not on the cash that you invested. And so the cash-on-cash return would be 5% in stocks, but it would be 50% in real estate. And on top of that, you have cash flow. And so sometimes in stocks you can also get dividends, but normally those are paid quarterly and sometimes annually. And depending on the stock, sometimes you don't even get that. But in real estate, if you buy correctly and you have more rental money coming in than your expenses, you have additional money coming in called cash flow. And so you can, right when you buy in real estate, the next month you can start cash flowing. And so if you look at the investment value, just 30 years from now, in stocks you'll have $444,000, assuming that it went up 5% per year, and $446,000 in real estate over the next 30 years. And the great thing about real estate is in 30 years your tenant would have paid your real estate for you, and your cash flow increases because now you don't have that mortgage. So this is actually a lot better 30 years from now. To give an example, because a lot of people are a little skeptical on different investment strategies, let's say the market stayed the same and it didn't go up. Okay, 0%. Everything else is the same. You invested $10,000 in each, and so the investment value is the same. The return on investment would be $0. So the cash-on-cash return would be 0 in both cases. But look at this. The cash flow in stocks would be 0. And in real estate, you would still have a cash flow because you bought it correctly. So if you look 30 years from now, in stocks, you would still have $10,000, assuming it doesn't go down, of course. But in real estate, you'll still have an asset worth $100,000, and it'll be paid off, and the person who, or family that paid it off is the tenant. And so if you look at the cash flow in 2037, 30 years from now, you'll have over $2,000 a month coming in with a paid off real estate asset, assuming for 30 years the market didn't go up at all. And that's why I love real estate. It's a great investment to have. the great thing about real estate too, there's so many great investment strategies within real estate that you can do. You can flip real estate, you can wholesale it, you can buy and hold for cash flow, you can invest with duplexes, triplexes, fourplexes, in apartments, in tax liens and deeds, self-storage units, mobile homes, vacation rentals. You can just do private lending and you're secured. You can do probate. You can do lease options, all within residential, commercial, industrial, land. So there's so many things that you can focus in, and some people just like to focus on one thing and work on a niche, which is incredible. And the great thing is that in real estate, your money is secured by property. And depending on the deal, you can be placed in any of the following: in trust deeds, promissory notes, corporation structures, and land trusts, just depending on the investment company you work with and what you do, or if you do it yourself. Now, the ways that we can create wealth together and work with us, we have different ways of doing that. We have a referral associate, which normally all they have to do is provide a name and number, and our company does all the rest. And normally it starts at $250 per transaction. And the $250, that's mandated by the state of California. That's how much, for as far as commissions, how much we're allowed to give out. But if it's anything outside of that, so for example, if you give a name and number of an apartment owner that wants to sell a home or sell an apartment, that's not mandated by the same rules. So in that case, a referral would be worth a lot more. And just to give you an example on that, it would be anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000, just depending on the terms of the apartment, buying and selling it. You can also be a realtor or a licensed wealth advisor with us, and on that one you get paid commissions. So that depends, of course, on the property. Private lender clients. And so if you're a private lender client, this is a person that wants to put their money to work. And so we normally pay 6 to 10% return on investment on their money, and it's guaranteed and backed by real estate. A partner associate is somebody who puts in money and time, and they want to get a part of the profits. And so this person would get paid a profit split and cash flow split, just depending on the deal. So that's on a case-by-case basis. And an investor client is somebody that wants to do their own deal. They want to get full profits, full cash flow, and we can help them get a cash flow property or a flip property. Okay? And so just to give you an example on some of the current projects that we have. And by the way, if you guys have any deals, any development projects, any local rehabs, multi-family property or commercial property, we have investors that are interested, so let us know and we can go ahead and make a deal. So the project that we're working on currently is a Coachella project, $5.5 million project. And each one is $185,000 cost, so times 30 properties, that's where the $5.5 million is. And there's 2% closing costs, so that's $111,000. And so we're looking for investors or private lenders that want to invest in this project. We have a few other projects as well, but this is the one that we're currently working on right now. And some of the future projects that are coming up are, we're going to be going to out-of-state investing in other states within the United States. And so we're looking at Indiana, Ohio, and a couple of other places. So if you're interested in any of that, let us know, send me an email, and we'll go ahead and let you know what we're working on. We also do tax liens and tax deed certificates. And so if you don't know what a tax lien or a tax certificate is, if an owner of a property has not paid their taxes, the county lets anybody, any investor, pay those taxes. That way they can fund the schools and the police and all that stuff. And when they do pay, they charge a fee to the county, or the county charges a fee to the seller. And so that can be anywhere from 10% all the way up to 40%. And so that gets paid back to the investor. And so we do that. The great thing is we're either going to get the percentage, which is the money, back plus the interest, or we actually get a deed to the property, or we can foreclose and keep the property. And so we do that as well. So if you're interested, let us know. We also have apartment cash flow. So if you're interested in cash flowing, we're going to be doing this in out of states and California as well. So it just depends on the numbers. So if you're interested, get on our mailing list and we'll send you what we have on the apartment cash flows. So whatever your dream is, whether it's to have a bigger house or have multiple houses, have a better car or spend more time with your family, this is the way to do it. Real estate has been around, for years. More millionaires and billionaires have been created through real estate than any other vehicle. And so it's a great investment opportunity to be in. So what's next? Complete the presentation survey. If you're online watching this, we'll have a button down under this video and it'll take you to the presentation survey. That way we know what you're interested in. And we'll set up a follow-up appointment with you so we can meet either one-on-one or over the telephone. But either way, take charge of your future as either an informed client or you can join the team and make money with us. Either way, begin your path to financial independence. And you'll get a free financial analysis from us. We'll look at your income, expenses, assets, and liabilities. And sometimes people don't know, but all you have to do is move around money and increase your FICO score, and you can go ahead and free up some money so that way you can invest in real estate. And even if you have a 401k or retirement account, again, people don't know that they have access to it because they think it's stuck in the market, stuck in with stocks. But we can actually help you self-direct that as well. So if you have any questions on that, go ahead and email us, but we can help you do that as well. But time waits for no one. Dreams demand decisions. And just think, what will be your legacy? If you watch this video and you never come back to it and you never do anything, then you're going to get the same results that you've had. But if you decide to work with us or decide to invest in real estate, with or without us, invest in real estate, you get to create a legacy and really do something different, something that most people don't do. As you can tell, in the first few slides when we talk about retirement, most people, 63%, are still dependent. And so hopefully you do something different. Hopefully you start investing in real estate or investing in general. And hopefully we can be your advisor and help you go through that and create a retirement plan. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.